I, like most people that have watched Star Trek Voyager, I'm probably quite confident that I could do better. Well, the game we're going to play today, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, lets you do exactly that. Step into the shoes of the USS Voyager as you embark across the Delta Quadrant and try and do a better job. We're going to try out the demo today. It is coming out soon. I've been really curious about this game, really interested to see what it's going to be, what's going to happen, and I'm hoping that it's going to, be the good game that I want it to be. So you are the captain of the Federation starship USS Voyager, manage your ship and crew, plot a course through procedurally generated star systems, your unique ship build, and the decisions you make will reshape the story. Exciting times. Stardate 48315.6, Captain Catherine Janeway, a new ship, a new crew, a new mission. Today we embark on a mission to locate a Marquis vessel that has disappeared in the Badlands. Starfleet intelligence believes these terrorists have acquired dangerous new technology. My chief of security, Tuvok, is undercover aboard that ship. I haven't received communications from him in over a week. The Badlands are treacherous. I can only hope he's safe. In the meantime, I have a starship to prepare for launch and a new crew to assemble. Speaking of which, our final two crew members have just arrived, Ensign Harry Kim and Tom Paris. It seems I have a few introductions to make. Okay, so that is one thing I have noticed about this game, just from what I've seen online and the clips and stuff so far. There's no voice acting, which is actually really disappointing. My understanding of this is that the developers felt it was too costly to get the original cast back on to do the voice work for the game. I believe that Star Trek Online, the developers there, have spoken in the past about the fact that Kate Mulgrew, who plays Catherine Janeway, is really, really, really expensive to do voice work. And for the cost that they could spend on getting her, they could get basically the entire rest of the crew on board as well. So it's prohibitively expensive for them. That being said, I'm kind of disappointed that they've not even tried to get like sound-alikes or something like that. I feel like this is the kind of game where that voice acting would just really give it a bit of oomph. But let's get into it and see how it goes. I'm conscious of the fact that now we're in-game, my mouse is slightly laggy. Is it my DPI settings or is it just the game? We'll see. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Oh, okay. The click didn't work there, and then I clicked it again, and it skipped 2. Okay, reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honour to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Marquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Marquis vessel. Is it Marquis or Marquis? I always called it Marquis. Maybe it's Makis? Mackie? I never paid attention to how they pronounced it in the show. With all due respect, Mom, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in this sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. Bit cocky there. The Marquis. Wow, I've heard a lot of stories about them. Relax. I was with the Marquis only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. Okay, I did always think the Badlands was a pretty cool looking area of space in Star Trek. So, into the Badlands. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. I hope so. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? I wasn't exactly Marquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading towards us. Incoming. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyse the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Alright, red alert. Helm, evasive manoeuvres. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Okay, we get hit, so I think this is going to fling us to the caretakers. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? Damage reports. Major hull and deck damage. The transporters are offline, and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sickbay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on board. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone grey mode. We're on reserves. Barely. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Welcome to the tutorial. Click on the question mark icon on the left of the screen to revisit any tutorial screen. On controller, press D-pad 2 times. Some initial tutorials will not pop up during gameplay, but automatically appear in the tutorial list. Check out the new tutorial screens now. Okay, switch on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but what Harry is trying to stammer out is we're not in the Badlands anymore. Did a good job getting the likenesses. I was a little bit unsure about whether my laptop would actually be able to handle this game. It seems to be holding out okay. We're on high settings. Let's see if this continues. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. Okay. Scan points of interest, marked with white question marks to reveal the resource. Okay. So, this is the nearest planet. Class D, 1 cycle away. Scan celestial body to collect data. What other planets we got? We've got a class M, so that's a Minshara class habitable planet. So that's probably going to be a good bet. Class E, that's like a volcanic planet. We've got a shipwreck. Got an interstellar cloud. Another class D, looks like a desert planet. Class H, I think that's like a hydrogen, oxygen rich planet, some kind of gas. We've got a debris field and another class D. Okay, we can use the middle mouse to rotate and move around. Okay. I mean, let's try this D class planet. It's the closest one to us. So we know that's got deuterium. Oh, so I guess we're just scanning. I'm actually going to them. So that's got geranium. That's got geranium. Okay, I thought that had deuterium. What about this class D? More geranium. Now we can get deuterium. Okay. Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colours of the chance of bar represent possible outcomes: excellent dark green and good light green outcomes, more rewards like extra resources, morale increases. Average can include minor setbacks, bad orange and terrible red. Outcomes provide low rewards, and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Okay. So that kind of system where you need to be using specific kind of skills to match the criteria actually really reminds me of the Star Trek Timelines mobile game, where you have all your different Star Trek characters and you have to like assemble your best team to meet specific levels of specific skills in order to progress through and get the best rewards. And that room system we were in looks really similar to like Fallout Shelter and those kind of style of games. So that's probably one of the biggest concerns I have with this game at the moment, is that I'm really worried it's going to just have the vibe of a mobile game. So I'm really hoping that it's going to get into a lot more detail. It's going to really, up the stakes and really give us a good experience. And I do think that the voice acting would have helped with that. It would have been nice. It would have made it feel less mobile gamey. But we'll see how it goes. So we've got two options here. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in here. Okay, so we have two options. Collect any easily accessible resources, or use the tractor beam to try and clump up the debris for easier collection. So this will give us less, this will give us more, but I feel like it's maybe going to also be a bit more difficult. But let's try it. We want as much as we can get, really. Okay, so average. Ended up getting nowhere near as much as we could have got. So we're going to need to find some more deuterium to get the last little bit. So more duranium on that planet. More duranium on that planet. Deuterium in the interstellar cloud. Deuterium on the class E. And deuterium on the shipwreck. Let's try the cloud. It's 5 cycles away, but it looks like it could be... Oh, do we want to do the shipwreck? I feel like if anything's going to have some cool stuff in it, it's going to be a shipwreck. Okay, let's try the shipwreck. Captain, we've found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. So we would have the option to just blow it up and salvage everything that's left over, but we don't have any torpedo bays that's damaged. So all we can do is leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship, which will give us the deuterium we need. Okay, good outcome. I was hoping we'd get something else like that, maybe some kind of equipment, but we're good. So Captain, we can now deactivate grey mode. Captain, ready to increase warp core output. The warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the engine power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. So main engineering. So grey mode. 0 deuterium into 20 energy. So that's like, I guess, the absolutely bare minimum. So for tier 1, 1 deuterium to 5 energy. So yeah, 100 energy a cycle at the cost of 20 deuterium a cycle. Okay, better than nothing. Our energy levels are returning to normal, Captain. Good. Now, what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a Maquis vessel next to it. Okay, so we can optionally try hailing them, and we can scan for life signs. We've got a 100% chance. Should we try hailing them first? I like to try the optional version where we can, so let's do that. Hail them. No response, Captain. No surprise there. But let's scan for life signs. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Okay. Scan the array. What about the array? Several life forms on board, Captain. Is one of them Vulcan? I'm not sure, Captain. The signals are weak. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Paris, get us to a geranium deposit. We'll need it to repair the transporter room. Okay, so we've seen loads of deuterium, geranium even. Let's go to the M-class planet. Could be nice and interesting. We came across an abandoned mining station. The station is under lockdown and seems to be damaged. Safely search for anything valuable without entering the station. We can get a maximum of 33 geranium. If we had an engineering office, we'd be able to repair parts of the mining station to mine some resources, which would give us a maximum of 51. Considering this is basically just tutorial, I kind of don't like when tutorials give you options that you'll never be able to do. I get it's supposed to just like be telling you that you have these options later in the game, but I don't like, give me something I can do so I can see what the differences are and what kind of options I'm going to get. Don't just dangle it in my eyes where I'm not going to be able to do it. Hopefully this is something you can come back to later, and like on a New Game Plus or something, you can come back with a bit extra things. Maybe events go differently because you're more prepared or something. That'd be quite a cool way to go through and do it, kind of being more prepared for such a mission. But we'll do the safe option and not go inside. And, oh, cool, yeah, so it said a maximum of 33. We got basically as good as we could get. We now have all the geranium we need. Excellent. Engineering is standing by to repair the transporter. So, repair you. Transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Paris, set course for the array. It's time we got some answers. Okay, Captain, well, you can't tell me what to do, so we're going to go and set course for every other system. We're going to gather everything we can. I want to see if we repair everything else, will we be able to use all of these extra options? So, we detect debris in a small field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be remnants of a vessel. Okay, we've done this one before. Let's tractor beam it. Excellent. 56 more geranium. Let's try this class D. Okay, same one, abandoned vessel. Okay, we lost a bit due to full storage, so if that's full, let's go to the ship. Let's repair the torpedo bay. We've only got one work. What else can we repair? Okay, so we're gonna have loads of like rooms we can clear. Life support, life support, life support, life support. Got a science lab. Okay, life support's disabled for the deck, so we need to bring life support back online. Okay. Alright, I see how this works. Okay, well we've got 3 cycles for us to repair the torpedo bay. So let's fly to another planet. It's 5 cycles away, so by the time we get there, we'll be repaired. Okay, let's enter ship. Repaired. Repair the workshop. Okay. Right, so now we've got the abandoned vessel again, so we do have the option to destroy the vessel and salvage the debris, which we are absolutely going to do. We destroyed the vessel and extracted some resources, Captain, but our ship was too close and took some hull damage in the explosion. So we were in the orange zone there, so it was a low reward and a little bit of negative thing. So we took some hull damage. So where is our hull? So we've got Borg nanites, bioneural gel pack, science points, dilithium, deuterium. We can produce deuterium. That's good. Energy, batteries, geranium, tritanium, which we can also produce, food, crew, work teams. Don't see a hull stat. So okay, I don't know how much hull I've got, or what kind of damage we've done. Hopefully it's not too much. Let's move on to the next planet. Set course. Get some more geranium. Ooh, what's this? Oh, shuttle bay. Okay. But we need 4 tritanium for that. Okay. That's going to take more energy. Oh, we've got plenty of energy. So we've got a science lab, which we can repair. Phaser control room, we'll probably want to repair that next, I think. Lovely. Science laboratory life support active. While allows analysis of found objects, unlocks a tech tree, and enables research technologies, produces science points per cycle. Each additional laboratory increases the research speed. Excelente. Okay, so we've got a science lab. We're making some science. Let's repair the phaser banks first. Save to search for anything without entrance station. Do we have an engineering office that we can repair? So we've got a sick bay. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, cool. We can do that. Oh, okay. So this is slightly different. Sensors detect a dense cloud of interstellar gas with an unusually high concentration of deuterium. So we've got the option to deploy collector probes for a safer, though less efficient collection, which is pretty much guaranteed success. And then risk maneuvering Voyager into unknown of the cloud. We'll use our Bussard collectors. We'll get loads more deuterium, but it's like maybe 60% chance of success, 40% chance of failure. No reward without risk, so let's do it. Perfect. Absolutely smashed it there. Got the maximum we can get. Loads of deuterium is going to really help us, I think. Get as much deuterium as we can early on. We've got the phase control room. Ooh, what's that? Messel. Holodeck. Sick bay or engineering office? I think I want the engineering office. That's going to potentially get us more work teams as well, which is good. Okay, we've got the engineering office done. Oh, lost spaceship. Captain, we're receiving a hail from an unidentified vessel requesting assistance. Keep a safe distance and transmit navigation data. Sweet. Okay. Let's put us in a really, really good position, I think. So, let's fly to the caretaker's array. We've got our engineering office up. Excellent. Let's also now repair the sick bay. And hopefully that'll be repaired by the time it comes around to actually needing to use it. But I'm happy that we're good to go. We've got everything we could possibly need to go through this caretaker's array. Okay. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. And conveniently, our first away mission. Away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with the matching skills for your away team. Okay, so I've only got 2 choices, so I don't know why it's making me do it. So, yeah, so as I say, this is the part of the game that I think is really similar to the Star Trek Timelines mobile game. So when you're doing missions there, you'll have a tree of what encounters and challenges you're going to have as it goes along. Each one will relate to a specific type of skill, and you need to make sure you are having the skill level to meet the criteria to pass the level. You then also have your traits, which will be different characteristics of the characters, and you get those to get bonuses. So I feel like this is a really, really similar system where we're going to be having to make sure we're using our best engineer focused people, our best science focused people, our best pilot focused and medical focused people to make sure we're doing the best we can at these challenges. So I guarantee we'll have a very specific build of very specific people that we'll want to do specific tasks with. We'll have specific traits that we'll want to get built up on people. And like I say, I just hope there's maybe a little bit more depth to this, because at the moment this is the part that I see as this is quite mobile gaming, and I do worry that it's just going to make this game not feel as cool as it should, because this is a conceptually, piloting your own Voyager and trying to do a better job than they actually did in the show is a really cool concept for a game, and I wish a lot more TV shows and films had this kind of structure where you're where the games offer you this alternative path where you can try it yourself and see if you can do better. So let's start the mission. Let's see how it goes. So famously, in the TV show, Janeway makes a decision to blow up the caretaker array at the end, trapping them in the Delta Quadrant and obviously kickstarting their need to find their way home. It's going to be like a 70-year journey or something like that. So let's see how this plays out. Let's see if we can do things differently, make different choices, and potentially, win now, get back home straight away. So, decide on an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Captain, we seem to have materialised in the middle of a cornfield. This place is eerily similar to Earth, but something is off. Any suggestions on what we should do next? So, we can look for footprints or any special noises using Tom Paris and his kind of pilot navigation skills, or we can scan for life signs or any strange energy signatures using Harry's science skill. Now, they're both about 4 off, so they've probably both got an equal chance of succeeding compared to each other. But I think I want to go data. I want more information, more sciencey. I like going sciencey in games, I'm a science nerd. I like to go sciencey. So we're going to go Pardon me. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with Ensign Kim. So select it. Confirm. Oh, do I have to hold it? I do. Hold it. So it's a success. Harry and Tom use their tricorder to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse strumming a banjo. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. So we can see what the next set of skills are going to be. So Harry is going to be fatigued, so we can't use his option. He's going to have a worse chance of succeeding. It's going to cause us some issues. So we're not going to argue the fact that this can't be a farm on Earth, and we want to know what's going on. We could try to demand what's going on, but it's quite a significant risk that it will go wrong because Tom Paris isn't particularly commanding. But Tom does have decent medical knowledge. It's only 1 shy, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be a success. And that will also then save Harry Kim for the next challenge, where we know we're going to have a science thing to do, and we know Tom Paris is going to be fatigued because of his skills. So we'll hold down confirm for this. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyse his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act, but they can't quite put a finger on why. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it's not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than 1 hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the greater number, then you have a chance of a critical success, the golden part of the chance bar. The old man isn't much help. We'll try and find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. So we can investigate. So I think they've done this because they want us to do this to see the mechanic, even though it's going to make Tom extra fatigued for the final challenge. So the old man, oh yeah, we read that already. So we can investigate the barn wall for a hidden door. It's going to take 40 piloting skill. Tom has 19. We can try and analyze what these energy readings could be. It's going to be 40 for science. Harry Kim only has 29. And then we can try and break the illusion of the wall, which is a 30 engineering, but they both have the skill, and together they can complete it. I mean, we could do it with just Harry, to be fair, but I'm curious to see if we'll get the critical and what that's going to do. So Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half-Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. These people must be the missing Maquis. They are being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. So they're both fatigued because of the last one. So they've got an equal chance. There's a critical chance if we take the Klingon woman, and a minor critical chance if we take the tattooed man. I think. I mean, we're almost full on deuterium, aren't we? We're almost full on. Oh, it's a tough choice. I'm going to go with the Klingon woman. I like B'Elanna. She's a cool character. I actually genuinely never particularly liked Chakotay. I found him quite boring as a character and quite annoying in places as well. So Harry sprints towards the half Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Alright, so we get experience for that. And lovely, Harry and Tom both level up. Tom does not look like the actor at all. He looks awful. He looks really fatigued in the face. Anyway, we got some experience, so that is good. We leveled up. I don't know if leveling up means we're going to get some skills that we can use or anything like that, but it's cool that that is something we can do. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her team when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Whoa, I'm back on Voyager? What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent, because we're short. Captain, we're being held by the Maquis. Starfleet, I don't know what you did come out to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Rammers? One of our own is also missing. It would make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Does that sound reasonable? Ramming. It's funny, because it sounds like sex. We're beaming over. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of Maquis' crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. I never liked you, Vulcan. That is unsurprising. I assure you, I performed my Maquis duties to the highest standards. Patak. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed and the communications are cut off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources and the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Oh, see, we did this already. Forward thinking. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office, which we have already done. Okay. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2, the mess hall to ensure the crew's food supply, maintaining their physical endurance. This requires activating food life support in that section first. The morale bar shows your current morale. The change to morale per cycle and icons indicating your crew's needs. Open the overview screen by pressing tab to switch to morale to get detailed info on your crew's needs. Your decisions in ship management and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. Alright. Cool. I think we're going to leave it there for today. We'll pick this up another day. And we'll get to the rest of it. I'm liking this so far. It's kind of what I was expecting, but I'm liking the management side of things. I'm liking the options. I'm hoping that there'll be lots of opportunities to go do different things, to take things wildly out of where the show went. And yeah, I just wish there was more voice acting. We're in a different room today, so my camera, which is up there, probably going to be looking a bit worse today. I have worse lighting in this room. It's bigger, harsher lights. I don't have a very good setup. I'm just winging this with a crappy, like, 9-year-old laptop and just whatever I've got. A 15-year-old microphone that I can barely get to work. So, we're going to pick where we left off. We were at the caretaker. We are just rescued. Oh yes, there's been an update. So we're gonna see, hopefully this won't screw the game up too much. But yeah, we were at the caretaker. Okay, yeah, so we were at the caretaker. We were at the caretaker. We had just rescued Balana because we don't like Chakotay. And let's see where we go. Okay, so we need to do some more repairing by the looks of it. So we want to activate life support on deck 2, which we have the energy for. Life support restored on deck 2, Captain. Access to the mess hall is now possible. Okay, yeah, I remember now what we had to do. So what we're after now is we're going to get into a bit more of the management side of things. So we're going to be setting up the mess hall. We're going to have to manage crew morale, food, things like that, to make sure that everything is running and ticking smoothly. I will continue to try and do my best at like partially voice acting stuff. My voice acting is not very good, not very well experienced, but there needs to be something. I'm going to act it out myself as best I can. So, however, it has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicator rations again. Okay, so let's repair the mess hall. 3 cycles. Repairs in progress. We do have 2 repair crews, work crews now, so we can actually repair more than one thing at a time. Until completion, we should address crew accommodation. Ruined rooms must be cleared to create room for residential sections. The ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you will have to remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear debris. Removing debris takes time. To pass the time, travel on the map. Okay, so we need to clear a bit of time. I do hope that it's not a thing that we're just going to be wasting cycles on the map to kill time. Do you feel like this is the kind of game where we're going to be having to maximize our time and efficiency as much as possible? And that is probably where I should have kept all of the exploring of the ships of the planets too. I think we jumped the gun with that a little bit. Let's travel back and forth between the planets. Okay, so sick bay is repaired. Injured and sick crew will be placed in the sick bay automatically. After treatment, they'll go back to work. Increase the efficiency of the sick bay by assigning a suitable hero. Okay, so we'll be assigning heroes to specific rooms. That's good. Okay, cool. Everywhere, it sounds like everyone's going to have their purpose, essentially. So we've still got 29 energy, which means we can afford to have the shield generator going. Got a lot of rooms to spare though. What else have we got that can be repaired? So we've got more life support for rooms down here that can be made into like residential or something. We've got the shuttle bay, but we don't have any titanium, so we can't repair that anytime soon. It looks like we do need to get 50 food, 50 housing units. So 2 more cycles on the mess hall. We can do some battery compartments, holodeck. But I think after we've got these 2 repaired, we're just gonna sort out some rooms, some residential rooms for our crew. 2 cycles back to the caretaker's row, which is exactly what we need to upgrade. So we've got a ruined room. Oh right, we actually have to click off them to say they're repaired. So let's clear debris there. I was going to do a little cutscene. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. We've already collected everything. Mess hall repairs are completed, Captain. We should switch to replicator rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. With every cycle, your crew consumes rations. You can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but lower morale. The crew is used to consume premium rations. think that should be the crew is used to consuming premium rations made by the replicator. Those increase morale but consume deuterium. So let's increase morale, pop you onto replicator rations. Replicator rations are now issued to the crew captain. Okay. Keep exploring while repairs are made. Clear that debris as well. 6 cycles. Man, I really kind of wish I had not just rushed to explore everything. I was worried that we were going to not be able to use options and that we were going to miss out on things. So we've got one ruined room. Ruined room removal concluded. Maybe we should rebuild some crew quarters now. It'll do wonders for morale, Captain. To build new rooms, select the empty building space to bring up the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build the room. Oh, yeah, you can build the room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. So it really is going to be a case of maximizing space as much as we possibly can. Maintenance, crew, technology, combat, Borg technology. To get some Borg maturation, so we can literally like just go full Borg, I guess, if we want to. What else we got? We've got engineering office, cargo bay, large cargo bay, battery component, large battery component, so we can store more energy, we can store more resources. Emergency crew quarters accommodates 10 crew, it's crammed and it reduces morale by 1. Normal crew, luxury crew, sick bay, holodeck, observation lounge. Technology, we've got a science lab, which we've got already. Hydroponics bay, so we can start growing our own food. A large hydroponics bay for more food. Biolab to generate bio-neural gel packs. And a waste deassembler to produce deuterium. So I think they're going to be like really, really important. And obviously we've got combat, phase control, shield generator, disruptor array, energy dissipator, and cloaking device. Okay. Let's build some quarters, as we are required to do. We're gonna. Is that 1 or 2 that's used? Your crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation, or morale may drop faster than you'd like. So, this up here, pardon me, I'm still a bit coffee and sneezy. I've been a little bit unwell recently. So, we've got 12 idle crew out of 50. So, I guess we want that to be as close to 0 as possible at all times. And same for the work crews at the bottom. Morale is dropping by 40 per cycle because we have people that don't have quarters. Okay, so we're going to want to build a couple more emergency quarters, I think. But we're receiving a call. We're getting hailed by the caretaker. So let's see what the caretaker has in store for us. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo. But his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared on the array. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. Okay, so we've got a few options here with different levels. So, 2 with Janeway, so we can get her to appeal to his humanity, which is a 70% chance. Chance is 40 plus what appears to be a 40% bonus. We can try to intimidate him, which is a 30% chance with a 30% bonus for 60 altogether. We can let Torres talk, which I imagine is going to be quite amusing, which is going to be 60%. Or we can optionally scan the array. I think, as I said in the last part, we need to get as much information as possible. So let's scan for the array first, double check they're still there. I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life signs of Tom and Chakotay. No sign of them, Captain, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Who are we talking to right now? Okay. Do we go... I want to play this like as asymmetrically to the TV show as I possibly can. I think that this, in an actual episode, it would be Janeway. She'd appeal to humanity, or she'd threaten him. We're going to go with Torres. Let B'Elanna speak. No. Listen here, Gramps. Return to Chakotay, or I'll use that banjo in ways only a Klingon could. Got it? Oh, I fucking love Torres. The struggle for survival. It's a heavy burden, but I have no time for this. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? To ensure their survival. Whose survival? I hope you're not talking about Chakotay and the pilot. Your people... No, your people may just hold the key to their survival, and I must hurry. No, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. This is getting us nowhere. We need to find our people fast. You managed to extract valuable information, Miss Torres. I commend you for that. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighbouring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? I don't like this any more than you do, but it'll be easier if we work together, Captain. Helm, set course for the 5th planet of the neighbouring system. Let's find our people. Set a course for the 5th planet in the neighbouring system. Maximum warp. The sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system first and enter a specific pol to visit. What is a pol? Does it mean planet? Pol's a weird way to refer to it if it means planet. So we're in sector view. Okay, we right click to scan. Okay, so we can set course straight for a camper. We can't scan anything yet because we don't have upgraded stellar cartography. But I think we'll just go straight for a camper. The ruined room is removed, so crew. So that only takes up 2 spaces. So you can see here we've got, I can't really show without clicking, if I clicking on it and building it, but just above the build cost, it shows you kind of 2 highlighted squares that shows how many spaces it's going to take up. It's 2 for emergency quarters. It would be a complete waste to build it there, so we're going to clear more here. Do we have anything we don't have at the moment that we could build here, so we're not just letting the space go to waste? We've got a holodeck, we've got a sick bay. We could do a cargo bay. We were getting close to max capacity for a few things, and I am going to want to scan all of these planets and export them all again. So maybe that's... we don't have the cycles. Okay, that's fine. We are in system now. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Return later. Right, let's do some scanning. Small but stable spatial anomaly. It's not dangerous but could provide valuable scientific leads. Okay. Right, scan everything. So mostly it's deuterium. Pretty much everywhere's got deuterium. We've got one planet that's got uranium, and one that's got a spatial anomaly. Why can I not say anomaly? Anomaly. Let's go to the spatial this is going to be awful. Let us go to the spatial anomaly and explore that first. That will let our rooms build a bit more as well. There, we've got the emergency quarters. House an additional 10 crew. So we need 4 more really. So this room we can fit 2 more in it. Oh, okay, we need to turn life support back on, which we don't have the resources for. Do we have any other rooms where we don't need to turn anything on? Yeah, we can put more here between the science lab and the phaser control room. So let's do that. Let's remove some more while we continue to explore. Let's go back to the system. Okay. Our sensors have detected a small but stable spatial anomaly. It's not dangerous but could provide valuable scientific data. So we can scan the anomaly from a safe distance for good or okay, or we can conduct a detailed analysis using the science laboratory. We'll get 10 more science, but it's a bit riskier. And as I'm sure you'll all agree, it's all about the risk. And we got, just got the average, just missed out on the good reward. So we only got 20 science. But hey, you got to take these risks sometimes, you know? You never know what's going to happen. Let's get the uranium. We're getting low. We could use some for construction purposes. So now this room is dismantled. Let us get more crew in there. 4 more spaces. We're losing a lot less morale per cycle now, which is always great. And we can actually do the abandoned vessel with the torpedo launcher now, which is what we wanted to do. So let's destroy the vessel and salvage the debris. Hopefully we'll get a good reward. Excellent. 100% reward distribution and extra 60 uranium for the bank. 4 cycles away, that will get us our rooms completed. Okay, so we've dismantled one ruined room, we've built an emergency quarters. So housing's down to 30, we're losing 22 morale per cycle. So 2 more rooms, even though people will still be without shelter. What have I pressed? Oh, we just zoomed in. So we'll finish the room. Get our emergency. Oh, was that a 3 as well? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's an uneven number. I don't like that. Okay. We'll do a few 2s and we'll get a 3 in there as well. Yeah, it's 3 3s and a 2. So we can make that work. That is deeply unsettling, but we'll make it work. Okay. Okay, so it's another destroy the abandoned vessel to get more deuterium. We're just going to blow the crap out of that. Okay, we've taken more hull damage. Again, I still don't know where my actual hull stat is. I don't know if I'm running out of hull or what's happening. I don't know how good a shape we're in. If I click on the Voyager, does it tell me? No. Okay, we've got 6 cycles. Let's go to this freighter. This looks interesting. Something different. Not done this before. Oh look, that's so cool. It lists all the crewmen and their rank and where they're assigned. That is cool. I like that. Let's do the actual 2 rooms so it doesn't break me. Lovely, and then we've got a 3 and a 2 left, so we can put another crew accommodation there, another crew accommodation there, and we can maybe put the storage there that we wanted. Look, we are starting to get a little bit low on... Okay, lovely. So as I was saying, we were getting low on deuterium, which is why we wanted to get the cargo bay. So we've now got an event because the deuterium is getting low. Captain, we've got a major problem brewing down in engineering. Deuterium levels are critical. This ship won't last long without a refuel. If we don't locate a new supply soon, we'll be adrift in space with no energy and no life support. We need to act fast. We have 25 cycles to accomplish this task. Understood. We will stock up 500 deuterium, or no, we'll hold out a little longer. But that's fine. We were planning to scan planets and do the thing anyway. So that's absolutely fine. Finish off getting these buildings in place. Okay. I mean, I'm taking the risk again. I know we desperately need this deuterium, but no risk without reward. So we've got more than enough that we need. We've got our 500 just from that alone. Crew is happy about the fulfilled promise, Captain. 200 morale. Excellent. And we're about to kind of get ourselves into positive morale as well, which is good because we're, you know, we're having some difficulty getting that. We don't want that dropping too far. Let's go over to this next planet along. Let's continue to gather some more deuterium. And then we'll clear this room so we can get the cargo bay. Gas giant. Captain, we've detected a massive deuterium levels in the atmosphere of this Class J gas giant. Atmospheric conditions are harsh, but the potential full yield is excellent. So we can deploy collector probes for a safer, though less efficient collection, or we can risk to fly directly into the atmosphere. You can use the Basalt collectors. It's a lot more, and as you all know, I'm going to take the risk for the reward. Another hit to hull of 20, and we only got 20% of the reward distribution, so it actually was quite inefficient to do that, but it was worth the risk, I think. Oh, we missed something to scan. Put more geranium. Okay, so positive morale. We can get it back up to maximum now, which is excellent. Ruined room is completed. Which one was it? Maintenance. Cargo bay. Boom. Set course for the Class J. Another gas giant. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in here. Use the tractor beam to try to clump up the debris for easier collection, or just collect any available resources. Both of them are guaranteed successes, so I feel even more confident in just doing the riskier one. It's a lot more deuterium. We want to try and stockpile that now as much as we can. So we got 100%, which is great, an excellent mission outcome, but we are now in the process of losing it due to full storage, which, give it a few cycles and it will be okay. How many cycles actually is it for us to build the 3 cycles? So if we just fly to a camper, set course, it's 3 cycles away. Boom, cargo bay, done. Do we want to do anything else for the moment? Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so cargo bay is good, done, ready to go. We are getting very, very close to our maximum power consumption, so we are going to have to consider either not building anything new for a while, or building something new with the knowledge that we'll have to up our power consumption, up our deuterium consumption, which is already at like 40. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Continue. Let's see what we have here. Following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a great desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? Let us find out. What makes this place so special? So we can prepare an away team, optionally do a general scan of the planet, or check the energy impulses. Let's check the energy impulses. Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity said he was running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we'd better hurry. Let's also scan the planet. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Let's analyse the atmosphere. There's a less successful chance, but let's take a look what happened here. The array's energy pulses are interfering with the atmospheric scanners, Captain. I cannot perform a clear analysis. Okay, so I'm not really sure what the percent chance was there, because it seemed like whatever we chose, we just got the information we wanted. It wasn't clear if there was kind of any part of it that had failed, and so we got less information, or if it was successful. So it'd be nice if there was a little bit more feedback about that, so even in those dialogue moments, you've got an idea of whether or not you failed, if failings meant you've missed out on a little bit of information. hopefully the information we've gleaned from that will come back later on, and it's I mean, it's nice to have it as just kind of set dressing, but it would be nice if those optional things come back to be useful later on. So we'll we'll examine this world firsthand. So we've already investigated this ship, and we got some deuterium from it. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. A peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Marquis has ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant? Greetings. Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess, you were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will? Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the Caretaker's been bringing ships here for months now. The Caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. You probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You could use a guide, but, of course, a guide needs a little, you know. Compensation? Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Neelix has been recruited. Everyone's favourite. Rebuild Voyager and explore the system, or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. Okay, well, we might as well just continue to explore, since you know my love of it. Anyway, let's get some uranium from this field. I wonder if upgrading things is going to allow us a greater success chance on these kind of things. Torpedo that. 100% baby. Okay, I mean I am now, it's given me the option, so I am now going to explore everything and do everything I can. You shouldn't have given me this option, game, because I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. But what I do want to do is go into the ship when it decides to load. I just wanted to check the science lab. I think we had set some research going. Maybe not. Oh, we can assign. Okay, let's. Oh, okay, I like that. We can assign people to the rooms. Tuvok will increase the fire rate. It's a Star Trek. We're definitely going to need to shoot some things. Anyone good for the sick bay? Doesn't look like it. Ah, okay. Hull repair. We can assign a work team to repair the hull. Which is interesting. But again, nothing's telling me what my hull damage is. Like, I mean, I'm going to assign people to repair the hull because we've taken a bit of damage to the hull. But without knowing what my hull level is, and like I say, it could just be that I am being just absolutely blind in this. But I don't see anywhere to find out what my hull is. And without that, I could just be wasting resources doing this, which I really don't want to do. So, can we assign anyone to main engineering? Yes, we can. We'll assign Balana. And I bet that Neelix is going to, +4 crew morale each cycle. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's continue exploring the system. Okay, debris field. Let's explore that. Get that deuterium. And we're back to full storage. Do we want an additional storage bay? Yeah, we do. Can never have too much storage. Particularly of such a valuable resource like deuterium. That is likely going to be a constant issue until we're at a point where we're able to build it, so we can generate it each cycle. Okay, so we've got 100 morale for fulfilling the crew promise. Oh, do they only do a specific resource? Or is it just that we can assign a specific resource to it? Oh, I do also like that it kind of fills up a little bit. Or is that... oh no, it doesn't. Okay, that's just the 3D effect of it. Okay, so it looks like it maybe just does a specific resource, which is going to be kind of annoying for going forward. Alright, perform some repairs, get some more deuterium. We've only got 2 more left to go, we might as well grab what deuterium we can. Although we are basically at capacity again. Yeah, it's just a complete waste now, isn't it? So inefficient to do that. Let's speak to Neelix. Oh, it's Caretaker. What a delicious meal. A culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup. Something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance. Now. Ah yes, you're missing crew. Right. Scan the southern continent. You're looking for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogler encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Akompa had our people. Well, the Akompa do have your people, it's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Mage Jabin, the Ogler leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favour. Okay, let's ask some more information about the Kazon. Anything else we should know about these Kazon Ogler? Water's a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogler, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. Alright, let's send the away team down. Very well, prepare an away team, and you'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Okay, so we need to fly back to Akompa. 7 cycles away, set course. I love watching everything just like tick around. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Send an away team. So we've definitely got to have Neelix. We can't have Tom Paris. So what are our challenges going to be? We are going to need combat, so we're going to take Tuvok. Tuvok will complete everything else, but we can't solely rely on Tuvok. So Harry and B'Elanna cover pretty much the same skills. B'Elanna is a bit more focused on the engineering side of things. Harry is a bit more balanced. Looking at the challenges, the engineering side of things is what we need a bit more. Recommended traits also include Survivalist and Innovator, of which B'Elanna is. So let's take B'Elanna. I've still not seen what these specific traits are going to be need us to do. I am assuming that there'll be specific options for those traits that will unlock options in the dialogue, and different routes to go through, but we'll see what happens. The away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulsors. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? And there we go, my answer straight away. Survivalist would give us the option to orient ourselves using the cardinal points. It's 40 high risk, but none of us are able to do it as we aren't able to we don't have the survivalist trait. So all that we're able to do is go through struggle through to a vantage point using our kind of combat skill. It's 10 below, so there is a small risk of failure, but let's see how it goes. And lovely, easy success. The away team pushes forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility. Finally, they emerge onto a ledge with a clearer view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon-Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. So we can use Innovator task with B'Elanna to design an intelligent shelter to withstand the storm, which will gain us 30 geranium. We can build a temporary shelter from what we can find, or we can analyze the area and evaluate the best cover for the storm. Doing this would be the bad option. Tuvok is fatigued, so we're well below what we need to do. We can build a temporary accommodation. We've got both with B'Elanna, but let's use her special Innovator trait to get that done. Not a critical success, unfortunately. B'Elanna wastes no time. With impressive efficiency, she swiftly constructs a wind-resistant shelter from the surrounding debris, all the while grumbling about the perceived incompetence of the Starfleet team. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon-Ogla settlement, and for our trouble, we gained 30 geranium. Sometimes certain approaches in away missions bear additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked by a danger level indicator. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How should we approach the people? We can let Neelix do the introduction. Will give us plus 200 morale, 45 to go. Approach in a typical Starfleet manner, which will give us 100 morale, but is a bit more of a risk. We can also approach intimidatingly with weapons drawn. There is an increased risk, so there is a chance of injury or fatality, but it is a small one because it's not too far off from where we need to be. Morale, we are kicking it for morale at the moment. I'm not too concerned about gaining that, and I want to see what happens if we get a fatality or an injury this early on into the story. So let's go guns a-blazing. If you play D&D with me, you'll understand that guns blazing is the way to go for almost every situation. My dwarven character likes to kick a door down and get the crap beaten out of her, so no stranger to this. The away team approaches with weapons drawn and shoulders tensed. The women and children of the Kazon Ogla scatter in fear. The men are armed, but seem too intimidated to act. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement, Jabin, their leader. He seems unimpressed by the away team, but his face darkens at the sight of Neelix. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around a corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? So, we can assure them we have no bad intentions. We can demonstrate strength to keep the Kazon at bay, which would be a bad option because Tuvok is fatigued. Or we can offer water in exchange for information about the Ocampa. Again, not worried about morale, so let's use B'Elanna to offer water in exchange for information. We've got a good critical success chance there as well, actually. And of course, we narrowly miss it. The away team offers Jabin water from their replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised Ocampa woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface, when suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser. He points it at Jabin and demands for the Ocampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Okay, so these all have some risk. So we can appease and carefully withdraw, which would probably be a success. We can do a tactical retreat and run, or we can secure the retreat with phaser fire. That to me seems the most logical choice. It's a little bit off hitting the 50, so there is a chance we could fail, whereas appease and carefully withdrawing would be more likely to be a success. But I like the idea of the risk, so we're going to go for it. And you can see from the Reddit, it's only a small chance. So we've recruited Kess. The away team lays down covering fire, forcing the Kazon to take cover. This allows them to minimize their exposure to enemy fire. Jabin, though furious, seems to acknowledge the away team's fighting skills. They escape with no casualties. Okay, so we gained some experience there, successful challenges. We didn't get any criticals, but we also got a bonus for no injury, so that's something. We're in the first sector. Okay, so the further along we get, the more experience we're going to get. We're going to get modifiers for getting further into the game. Excellent. That's a total of 350. More than gratitude. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? My dearest Kess, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you would come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. I'm grateful. Now, we have things to do. Ask Cass what she knows about the caretaker. Ask Cass and how Neelix met. Ask Cass why she came to the surface. And that is cutting off. I don't think that's supposed to do that. I think this hasn't fully risen up. So note that on the bugs. Devs, if you're watching, and I'm obviously you are, because, you know, who wouldn't? Yeah, that's just something that should be looked at. Maybe it's my laptop being absolute shite, but you never know. Let's ask Kaz what she knows about the caretaker. I'm grateful now. What can you tell us about the caretaker? I'm also having this issue clicking again, where I can't tell if the mouse clicks are just not doing their job, if the game is just being slow to respond, or if it's my laptop. I don't know if you can hear me furiously clicking. No, we do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Okay, so can't tell me anything basically. Let's ask how they met. Kaz, Mr. Nilix, I'm curious, how did you two meet? I met Kaz while on a trading with the K's on Ogla. They enslaved her, but she was kind, even to someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, bought me gifts, made me laugh. It was the only good thing in a terrible place. We fell in love. I admit, I used you, Captain. I apologize. But I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Oh, come now, Janeway. Can you be mad at love? Ask Kaz why she came to the surface. Kaz, if it is so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to the world beyond the city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We were once a people who had full command of our mind's abilities. Okay, we're not gonna follow up on the fact that she's got mind abilities. Okay, cool. Alright, someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Gaz, we'll go to sick bay and have you examined. Oh, sick bay. That means we are going to meet the greatest character in this bloomin' show. Captain, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Computer, initiate emergency medical hologram program. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. I love the Doctor. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay, for now, and this patient, Kaz. There's no need for concern. I'm capable of treating any injury or disease. Broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes, nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best, Captain. I am programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to, and a sickbay to reorganize. The most interesting storyline in Star Trek Voyager is the Doctor and his evolution from just a tool as the AMH to being a fully fledged individual and person in a way that like they wanted to do with Data, but never allowed his character to grow because of the episodic nature of TNG. Whereas because Voyager, while Monster of the Week does have this overarching plot arc of escaping from the Delta Quadrant back to the Alpha Quadrant, there's all this room for characters to grow, and they do it so well with the Doctor, so well. So good. I really hope that that's something that can be explored in this, and that you know, there's the option to take things in a different way. Maybe we can, you know, not be an absolute fucking dick to him like they are in the TV show, and give him his autonomy a bit sooner. Maybe we can make him evil, you know. I'm really curious to see how all this goes, and how deep and twisted the alternate versions of the stories can get. If we can go full on mirror universe evil Janeway and, you know, full on alternate universe bad guys, that would be really, really cool. Obviously we do, you know, like a proper good normal run Starfleet run first, but give me the opportunity to slaughter my way across the Delta Quadrant, hell yeah. Okay, so in the science laboratory, we've got some research and analysis. I assume this is how we're gonna end up like getting new like rooms and objects and things we can use. So we are going to analyze the transporter signal amplifier. What does that say about research rate? Current research rate is 41%. Assigned hero adds a 41% bonus. Technology adds a 0% bonus. Yeah, so we'll get some tech trees that we can research and get some cool new things for our ship. In the meantime, let's go over to the shipwreck. Let's get this deuterium while we can. Access the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade rooms or unlock passive bonuses to improve efficiency. Certain technologies first require an upgrade of the tier of the technological category. Unlocking new tech costs research points. Research points are produced by active science labs, but can also be gained as rewards in away. Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Been there, done that, Mr. Tuvok. Workshop repaired, Captain. We can start production of the signal amplifier. So, crafting. Craftable blueprints. Transporter signal amplifier blueprint. It will take 3 cycles. So we can look at the tech tree. So, tech tree for individual rooms, it looks like. So we can increase the workshop, impulse engines, warp drive, shuttle bay, and engineering. We can increase stuff to help morale, research, combat. Absolutely going to learn to rotate the shield frequency. I am not getting caught off guard by Leborg. Reduces enemy shield penetration by 20%, which is going to be very useful. So, abort? No, I don't want to abort research. There we go, X out of it. Okay, so we've got a few cycles to sort research. Signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use, Captain. It would be wise to make haste back to the camper. We've got to fly back to our camper and see what happens next. I mean, obviously we're going to destroy the abandoned vessel first. It's fine. We've got people repairing the hull. I ain't worried about that. Okay, back to a compa. I'm going to go... Oh, I didn't need to enter the ship for that. Okay, Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Send away team. Okay. So we've got Kess, who's going to give us some diplomacy, some science. We've got 3 stats to cut out. We've got Starfleet, which I assume is going to be some kind of... If I hover it, does it tell me what the skill is? No. But we want to get Tuvok. He covers most things. Then we just need to get B'Elanna. She's going to cover engineering. We've got all of our recommended traits and everything as well, so nothing to worry about there. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, twinkling with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. "Watch out," shouts one of them. "The foreign warriors are back." Captain, the Kazon seem hesitant, almost fearful. What are our orders? So, unfortunately, both of our options are kind of shit here. So we can bluff to open fire if they don't retreat, count to 3, or we can ignore the Kazon and proceed directly to the tunnel entrance. I think ignoring them is the better option, but I think either way we're going to fail to some degree. Yeah, look at that. It's way more efficient for us to just ignore them. And it's just a failure as well, just. The away team's bold move takes the Kazon by surprise. Few confused Kazon fire warning shots, but quickly cease fire when the away team shows no reaction. The Kazon make no further attempts to interfere as the away team enters the tunnel. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance. Using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. So we can use the amplifier to locate breaches in the barrier, use the amplifier to locate breaches in the barrier. Excellent choice there, but we'll take Balana because she's going to get a critical success for us. Or at least I thought she was. The away team deploys the transporter signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens to a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green. The Ocampa City. Captain, we're inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? So we can let Cass lead the search, or we can conduct a systematic search of the city. It seems like a no-brainer to let Cass take the lead. And that is a success. Cass approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds the crew members awake but disorientated. Surrounded by strange medical equipment, Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. A message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. So we can lead the away team through the collapsing tunnels, or we can clear a path through any debris and obstacle. It seems like a no-brainer to do that. That is going to be a success, whereas that's going to give the option for failure. This is why we brought Tuvok for his mad skills. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels, using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon, they reach the exit, the security barrier the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. So we can stabilize the transporter signal amplifier by adjusting its frequency and modulation, which is quite heavily guaranteed to be a critical success, or we can analyze the tremor's interference pattern and recalibrate the transporter signal amplifier accordingly. It seems like variations of the same thing, and obviously we can get everyone to do it for a success, but there's no need because we can just get Balana to do it. Critically successful. Working quickly, the away team adjusts the transporter signal amplifier's frequency and modulation, compensating for the tremors. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the away team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back on the Voyager. Mission complete. 2 critical successes, so extra experience there. Tuvok and Balana now at level 3. And we've recruited Chakotay. Unexpected allies. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief while Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Marquis commander struggles to understand the sudden alliance. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Catherine Janeway, and Mr. Paris, it's good to have my pilot back. What? No champagne? Not even the replicated... I'm Commander Chokay of the Marquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. Sycophants is such a good word. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you have learned on the planet could help us. So we can ask if you know why they were sent to the Ocampa, ask what they learned about the Ocampa, ask what they learned about the caretaker, which I think we'll do. Did you learn anything about the caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people. And he increased their power supply half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something. But what? See what they learned about the Acampa. What can you tell us about the Acampa? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much, and that's good because they wouldn't survive. Apparently, they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned warming? The day our surface turned into a desert. On that day the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then he has provided for the Acampa to ensure their survival. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok. There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Acampa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage. Building the underground city and caring for them, he seems to be trying to make amends. In addition, Ensign Kim mentioned that the caretaker provided the Acampa with mere 5 years' worth of energy, coupled with the destruction of the access tunnels, and his frequent references to running out of time. The logical conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. I believe he is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? Ask if they know why they were sent to Acampa. The caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make any sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Acampa said they were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died. I want you both in sickbay, now. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it, rather violently I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately, though why anyone will want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. The Doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis, Captain. Aware of his imminent death, the caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Acampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, one who would continue his work. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. If he dies before finding a suitable successor, we'll be stranded. We have to return to the array before it's too late. Captain, given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Again, I'm ahead of you, ma'am. I know what we're doing. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored, Captain. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let us show this quadrant what we're really made of. I actually did like that animation, that was nice. I don't think I'd actually seen that before. Probably been various screens and frozen while I've travelled. But that was nice. I like that. So we've reached our destination. Orders, Captain. Let's continue. It seems we were expected, Captain. Mr. Kazon, the lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling to chat. I'll have our Marquis Raider manned. You'll have support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazon have to say first. Why are you here? Do you truly believe you can defeat us? All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We'll beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. That's all? After your display of firepower? We don't fear you, but we are not fools. We have no dispute with you. Then leave. The array is ours. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. The array is mine. Leave or face my wrath. Jabin, can we discuss this like two civilized... He's disconnected, Captain, and they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations. That's how the alarms go. I do hope it is there. Each combat encounter, you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Click on the plus symbols to select new heroes. Okay, so we've got USS Voyager and the Marquis Raider. 85 power for Voyager, 51 for the Marquis, 32 for the carrier, 12 for the support vessels. Let's select some heroes. Warp core overcharge, coordinated attack, and shield hacking. Start combat. The Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically, torpedoes manually. You control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the enemy. What are your orders, Captain? Order your ship to try and attack or defend a side with either defensive or offensive movement. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged, while surrendering costs resources as a form of payment. You can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. Offensive actions. Let's target their weapons. Oh, okay, we're flying the ship. In battle, the hero's abilities can be activated by either selecting them with the mouse or pressing the number keys. A blue countdown indicates that the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows the cooldown time until the ability is ready for use again. For more detailed information about the effects of the abilities, hover over the respective. So... torpedoes have to be fired manually, shift key or left trigger on controller. They're very powerful weapons, causing great damage to systems and hull. However, their effect is negligible against shields, so make sure you fire from the right angle. Okay, take down the side shields. Okay, they've surrendered. on the warp core. Fire torpedoes. Right. Okay. I don't know if it was my laptop or if it's just a bit of finickiness with the combat there. I wasn't quite sure how the ship was being controlled. It seems as if it's maybe just autopilots around whatever ship you have targeted, but it did feel like moving the camera and using some of the controls seemed to also direct the ship a little bit, so it was a bit, it didn't feel like it was controlling right. It felt like something was off. The combat does seem fairly basic. It's just selecting a ship to attack, selecting a subsystem to attack, and then firing torpedoes when the shields are down. It's not necessarily bad. I can imagine it getting quite hectic in later scenarios where you're trying to juggle multiple different ships and take out systems so you can most effectively take out each vessel. But yeah, I mean, from the tutorial one, it was kind of odd. I think it's going to take a little bit of maybe getting used to. I do also think that combat system is also potentially going to be quite finicky to manage on console as well. That went better than expected. Our radar is still in good shape. I'll keep it close by just in case more Kazon decide to show up. You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I have called for reinforcements. This array will be mine. Okay, we're going to go for round 2 of combat. Impossible. I've barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Acompa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. Okay, we can do some optional. We can confront him with what he did. Something you did turned their planet into a desert, didn't it? That was the debt that could never be repaid. It is also annoying that me clicking isn't moving things, and so it's skipping the choice because it thinks I'm holding it down. Again, that's probably just my laptop being absolute garbo. So I do apologise if it may have skipped some dialogue along the way. We were explorers from another galaxy. We had no idea our technology would devastate their atmosphere. 2 of us were chosen to stay behind and care for them. Two, where's the other? She went off to look for more interesting places. You must let go of the Acompa. Did you ever consider allowing the Acompa to care for themselves? See, it registers the holding to skip. But it does not want to pick up the clicks. Children grow up. They need challenges. Maybe the Acompa are stronger than you think. Again, it skipped. I was clicking and it just... I genuinely don't know if that's me or the game. I'm going to give the game the benefit of the doubt and say that it's either my laptop or my mouse. It's weird that it's I don't know, it's just not great. But anyway, send us home. You've dragged us into this. You need to send us... So you lose it. This is not very dramatic. Captain, Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. What is right and what is easy? The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Acompa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access primary control systems and send us back? Okay, so this is where we're going to have to make the choice to end, basically, I think. Because I think this demo does just go to the end of the first episode, which is a decision to destroy and continue on the journey, or to send us home. I am absolutely certain that accessing the primary control systems to send us home is just going to end the game. So we're going to destroy the array. Your choice has consequences. We were never asked to be involved, but we are. I won't trade the lives of the Acompa for our convenience. Lieutenant Tuvok, ready the Tricobalt devices. What are you doing? The array's our only way out of here. You can't. I can, and I will. Tricobalt devices are ready, Captain. Fire. See, the mouse works perfectly fine there, so it does make me wonder if it's maybe the game, or just like my laptop in general. I feel like I've complained about my laptop a lot in this second half of this video, so apologies for sticking with me through just lots of complaining. Fire! We'll find another way home, I promise. Who do you think you are, making the decisions for all of us? It was the right decision, B'Elanna. The Acompa, they reminded me of my own people. We were fighting for a more powerful enemy to protect our own. The Acompa deserve that too. 72,000 light years. We're really stranded, aren't we? Great. Now I'll definitely miss my next Outmeet review. A missed behaviour review should not be your primary concern at the moment, Mr. Paris. Ah, thanks, Tuvok. I hadn't thought about that. Jabin is hailing us, Captain. You have made an enemy today. Mr. Paris, put some distance between us and this place. Voyager's hull can be damaged in combat, dialogues, special phenomena, or if the main deflector is offline. If the hull integrity reaches 0, Voyager will be destroyed and the game is over. The hull doesn't regenerate by itself. To repair the hull, assign a work team in the engineering office. Okay, so we finally get to see where the hull's at. We're repairing, so it's not too much of a worry for us, but there we go. So let's fly to the third system, as the game is asking us to do. We can scan, but let's just set sail. The caretaker is dead. To prevent the Kazon from seizing control of his array, I was forced to destroy it. Jabin, leader of the Kazon Ogla, has predictably declared Voyager an enemy. We are now truly stranded in the Delta Quadrant with a hostile Kazon sect on our tail. We should put some distance between ourselves and this disastrous encounter as possible. I think that should be as soon as possible, but that's cool. We should put some distance between ourselves and this disastrous encounter as, yeah, that's missing soon. So let's see what this asteroid has got to say for us. 70,000 light years from home. It seems we're in this together, Commander. Your decision didn't win you any friends. Kazon, Maquis, and Starfleet. But I respect you for it. Their anger is justified, but we have more pressing concerns. 2 crews on 1 ship, stranded in the Delta Quadrant, fighting for survival. I know a thing or two about survival. The Maquis are a motley crew. We had to learn to put our differences aside and work together to coexist. Coexist, hmm? Well, Commander, I'd like to offer you the position of Voyager's first officer. First officer? You're willing to trust a Marquis with that responsibility? I'm learning to adapt. This is a new beginning, a chance to forge a new path. Together. Neelix, Kess, you wanted to see me? Do you need anything else before you leave? Supplies, water, medicine? Well, that's what we wanted to discuss. We'd like to go with you. Yes. Before you say anything, Captain, we both very much want to be a part of your journey. I can offer you so much in this sector, Captain. Need a guide, supplies, contacts, and a cook? Oh, you haven't lived until you've tasted my angler bosque. But more of that, Captain. I can be your morale officer. Keep those spirals bright on this long voyage home. I have a feeling you will need that. A guide, a cook, and a morale officer. That's quite an offer, Mr. Neelix. And Cass, what about you? What do you hope to gain from this journey? I want to see the galaxy. There's so much out there I don't know, so much to explore and discover. Perhaps this journey could help me understand my own telepathic abilities better, learn more, develop them. But I also want to help. After the doctor cured my wounds, I realized I want to help people too. Maybe I could learn from him, assist in sickbay. I think the doctor will be glad to have you. Very well then, welcome aboard. Captain, you might want to see this. Looks like we've stirred up a little trouble. In a good way, I think. Unexpected guests. A sudden distress call reveals Voyager's victory over Jabin spot a mass escape from the cave on slave camp. Janeway wastes no time in ordering the desperate survivors to be beamed aboard. Neelix is surprised to find another Talaxian, Zibian, who was captured while exploring the Acampa landscape. Gratefully joins the growing crowd. Zibian, who was captured while exploring the Acampa landscape, gratefully joins the growing crowd of survivors seeking the doctor's care. Plus 13 crew. Alright everybody, listen up. Deliver speech. Overcome differences, unite as one. Stand strong as one crew. Defend ourselves. Unite, explore the unknown and learn. Let's explore the unknown and learn. We're alone in an uncharted part of the galaxy, ripe for scientific discovery. We face the unknown with open minds, eager to explore and learn. To survive, we must work together as one crew. Chart new territories, seek solutions, explore but duty calls us home, explore but fight our way home. Let's chart new territories. As the only Starfleet vessel in the Delta Quadrant, we'll continue to chart new territories and unravel the secrets of this region. But our objective is to return home. 75 years is unacceptable. We will innovate. Let's never give up. We'll search for shortcuts and new technologies to get us home faster. Somewhere along this journey, we'll find a way back. Well spoken, Captain. Mr. Paris, you've proven yourself a skilled pilot and a valuable member of this crew. I hereby appoint you as our flight control officer. For the first time in my life, I don't know what to say. Perhaps a state you would like to embrace more frequently from now on, Lieutenant Paris. Lieutenant Paris has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hey Harry, I bet your own promotion is just around the corner. Oh, you sick fucks. How to twist the knife. How to twist the knife. Poor Harry. We all know that Harry, the golden child of the Voyager, never once receives a promotion, and you just have to twist the knife like that. Oh, how dare you? How you knew what you did there. You knew what you did. Very well, gentlemen. As first official act in your new position, Lieutenant Paris, set a new course. We're flying home. Home. Okay. Captain, you've reached the end of the demo. You've made the brave choice to destroy the Caretaker's array, stranding your crew far from home for the greater good. The real adventure starts now. Okay. So, final thoughts on Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Potential is the word that springs to mind. I think there's a lot of potential here. Obviously, taking into consideration that I'm playing this on PC, my laptop is atrocious. It's old. It struggled to play this and record at the same time. But you know, for the most part, I liked what was on offer. I think there's a lot of good here. I do wish it had some kind of voice acting, even if it was you know, just sound alikes. And you know, devs, if you want to hit me up, you just heard my amazing voice acting there. I'll hit up some lines for you. But yeah, I mean, I liked what I saw. I do still have my concerns that some of the gameplay elements, particularly around the combat and the mission system, isn't robust enough to hold the game. Especially when that's such a main factor alongside the management. Pardon me. Especially when that's such a main aspect alongside the management situation, and you know, the rebuilding the ship and managing the crew, which is an element I really liked. I like that it seems like there's going to be some tough choices to make. You're going to have to focus on the specific builds, specific paths. You're going to have to cut options out. You're not going to be able to do everything, and you're going to get rewarded and punished for that. So yeah, I'm eager to see more. I think if I do end up getting this game, it is likely going to be on PlayStation, on the PS5. My laptop, it's getting old, it's struggling. I want to experience the game properly in a way that's going to be enjoyable and not a stressful experience. But that's on me. I do have concerns that maybe although it is releasing on consoles, it's maybe not going to be thought about how finicky some of those systems are going to be on console. There's a lot of menus to navigate, but we'll see. If I do end up picking it up, I'll do a review on it on the time. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good here. There's some things that have me worried that it's not going to be able to have the oomph to keep going as a full release. It does have elements that feel kind of mobile gamey, as I say, because that mission system is so reminiscent of Star Trek Timelines. It's clear that the game is taking a lot of influence from various different Star Trek games in the past, and that's not a bad thing. You know, you've got to utilize what's come before and try and innovate on it and improve on it. And that's where my concern is, that there's not enough there's not enough innovation, there's not enough going forward. But the dialogue was good. Obviously, we spotted along the way some kind of missed words, spelling mistakes and things like that. So it needs another pass. But the writing seemed good. I enjoyed what was going on. I'm hoping they're going to add a lot more to some of the missions and to some of the stories. Though this demo does focus on just the first two-parter of the series, it does seem like there's a lot cut, and you probably could have got a lot more dialogue in there. You could potentially, there's a lot of avenues to tell some interesting stories, to expand on the stories that have come before, to give you various different options and alternatives, and that's a lot of work. So it does make me concerned that maybe there's not going to be enough variety in this. But yeah, I mean, I'm still optimistic. I'm still kind of looking forward to this and seeing where it's going, and I'm still excited to play the game. So that was a good demo. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I want to see more. So yeah, it was good. What can I say? It was good. It's a new team, new devs as far as I'm aware, so yeah, good on them. Good luck. I really hope it sells well and it does a good job. There's a clamoring for more Star Trek games, and I'm all for there being more variety and more to actually play. So well done. Happy to play this. Happy to support. So yeah, I think let's leave it there. This has been going on for quite some time now, so thank you for watching. I hope to try and do more of these kind of like demo playthroughs, kind of first impressions of games. It's going to be somewhat reliant on whether or not my laptop can handle filming and recording at the same time. Recently on the channel I uploaded a playthrough of SpongeBob SquarePants, the Titans of the Tide. I enjoyed that demo, but I'm not super happy with the quality of me recording audio via the PlayStation. I don't have an adequate setup in my flat to have a capture card or anything like that at the moment. That's something I'm looking into. So we'll see how it goes. You know, if you like this video, if you like this playthrough, if you like the style of it, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you think you're going to pick up this game, what your thoughts of it from watching me play, from watching other people play are. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.